Thank you so much for joining me today. When you did get a chance, as you peruse this episode and maybe a few other ones, on the website, 820podcast.com, if you have the time, a few moments in your day, just send me a quick note about what you heard or didn't hear, what you'd like to hear more of or less of, just as some feedback or some guidance so I can refine the message. Again, I do not create these myself. Please listen. I do not create these episodes or even the book from myself. I only produce these episodes and that book from what was inspired to me by my creator, by my universal subconscious mind, from my universal subconscious heart. That's why I give to you these things about not thinking, but observations, not just communication, but conversations. That doesn't come from me and my creativity. The creative part was already taken. I was just the subject, the vessel that relays this to maybe only one other person. And if that one other person is just me, that's enough for me. But of course, I am still human. I still do want to connect with you. Because again, as I have said before in other episodes, our purpose is very simple for why you and I exist in this world. Like today, me producing this and you downloading and listening to this, the purpose is just for us to meet. If for no more than 500 seconds in this lifetime, at least we're doing that now. Let's talk about loving. The love in you, not the idea of you. That makes a tremendous difference in how to respond and proceed on this thing about loving. The actual versus the projected and fantasy of loving. Let me explain, please. The world doesn't bend to your imagined or digitally produced image of yourself. Certainly, positive observations and mantras and repetition of what you decide to define for yourself, that can help. That can help you. Help you to navigate this world, your personal, unique journey. But the world or the rest of the journeyers in this world will not part the seas for your ambition or influence. They may, key term here, they may respect or acknowledge your path. They may either choose to follow it, mimic it, obstruct it, or resist it, or totally ignore it and continue on as if you never ever existed to them. So, as you listen to this, you might be thinking to yourself, how does this relate to loving? Great time to ask that question. That contextual example in the beginning of this chat intended to reframe and remind you of our sustained connection through the love and the very substance of it that I had discussed in recent episodes about loving the love in you. It's not about your attractiveness, material things, or words you use or what you wear. None of that. I love the love in you at the source that we have in common. And before we move on to the outward presentation or the flaws we will detect from our investigative ideas about you and me. Before we fix on the shiny, sexy stuff that definitely can excite us on sight, we still share the foundation of resilience that I seek to build with you. I may never get to experience the physical vision or contact of love with you, but can still love everyone as I continue to learn that lesson. But from this perspective that I guarantee to change your perspective of this present moment. I can and do love the love in you that existed before me, even before you, and will continue beyond either of us. I can purposefully state that to someone I have never met yet, in this case, like right now, you and I connect for these few seconds of our respective lives. Of course, no, we may never sleep together or marry or hang out or have coffee with each other. But I can love you without ever having that extra stuff or complication. The lesson of loving everyone becomes more and more accessible and applicable every moment that I reflect on that. Instead of loving an idea about you, about what you may be like, or maybe have, or what you might represent, I can love the real about you without hesitation or remorse. Because that's how I must start each moment of each day. With myself, with the Creator, and then with you. And doing that from wherever you are, or from wherever I am at that moment, and from wherever you're going, or from wherever I go, it does not matter. That connective tissue, that connective essence, that, put it in granular and maybe sticky terms, that blood is the substance of love that we all have in common. And where does it pulse from and back into? That heart. What can we, each of us, hear and feel if we get really quiet? Is that heartbeat. Neither you nor I created that. Yet we have that in common. And that is how I'm trying to relate every episode, the book itself, to resilience. A common term that we can use, we can redefine for ourselves, but I'm offering you just an approach for us to make that connection and to sustain it. Please, stay present, stay current, no matter where you are in this world. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a foe, tell a total, complete stranger, hey, it's 8:20.